Hey, and welcome to this back-bending flexibility follow-along routine, which is inspired by Inosuke. As you probably know, he's quite flexible and he did some really crazy backbends in the show. And I think it would be quite nice if we could do some of his backbends as well at some point in the future. That's why we are doing this routine. And before we start, I have another video that talks about the anatomy of the back, the safety during the exercises, and where I also explain the exercises themselves. So I would recommend checking that out before following along to this routine. But otherwise, we can just start. So the first exercise that we're going to do are warm-up exercises. And here we do something for the wrists, where we just are on our hands, fingers facing forward, and we lean forwards and backwards. And let's do this for a bit. Okay, now we change the exercise. Now we're turning our hands so our fingers should face towards us. And we lean backward to have a stretch here in the wrists. Okay, then we do the last one for the wrists. Now again, fingers facing forward, and we try to push ourselves up with the palms. And let's do this for maybe 10 times. You can do it in your own tempo if you want. So 1, okay, a bit more than 10, but that was it for the wrist. Should be enough for now. And the next one is a warm-up for the back now. It's called the cat-cow exercise. You might know it from yoga. So we are again hands on the floor. And now we are breathing in, arching our back, and we look up. And then we breathe out and we round our back and look down. And let's do some. You can do it in your own tempo again. So you can start by breathing in. All right, last one. Okay, nice. Now we're doing the first normal back bending exercise. And it's called the small Cobra, where we try to lengthen our body like this. Like bring our chin forward, bring our feet backwards, putting our forearms on the ground, and then lift, looking upwards. And you want, in this variation, we want to have our rib cage planted on the ground, so it shouldn't lift. And let's do some of these. So breathing in. And hold it and try to breathe here as well. Okay, and go down. And now we can relax a bit for some seconds. And then we do another one. So breathe in and up. Try to engage your glutes to protect your lower back while doing this. And out. Let's relax a bit here. Another thing that you can think of while doing back bending is that you are more like lengthening in the front than actually like bending in the back. So when you do this exercise, let's do the next one. So breathing in. Instead of only thinking about bending in the back, you try to push your chest forward and basically creating length in the front side of the body. And go down, breathe out. Nice. Now we can do the next exercise. And this is the big Cobra variation, where we basically have a sequence of 3 steps, where we basically now plant our hands on the floor. And now we breathe in. And we look over one side and have a slight twist in the back. And then we breathe out. The same on the other side, breathe in, slight twist, breathe out, and then lastly breathe in, and we go straight up. And breathe out. Remember to focus on the upper back while doing this. So your lower bend shouldn't have all the bend. And yes, let's do some of these. You can do it in your own tempo again, but let's just breathe in. Remember to really lengthen your body. And let's do a last one. So breathe in over one side, out, in other side, out, and one last one straight, and out. Okay, you can relax your arms a bit, maybe move them a bit. And the next exercise that we're going to do is basically just the last step of this sequence. So we're just doing the big Cobra. We're breathing in, then hold the position, take some breaths there, and then we go down. Okay, let's do the first one. And again, remember to use your whole back while bending and not only your lower back. So let's do one. Breathe in. And hold. Bring your chest forward. And down. Okay, relax the arms a bit. And now let's do the next one. So breathe in, lengthening, go up. And go down. Again, relax a bit. We do one more of this. Okay, last one. And go down. Nice, good job. For the next exercise, we basically have 4 levels and we are focusing on the bridge. And you can see the levels here. And if you already know your level, just choose the level that is best for you and stick with that level during this routine. And then maybe improve it the next time you're doing it. Otherwise, we will just start with the easiest one. So the first one will be a lower back assisted bridge, where we put our arms on our lower back. And now we still try to bring our chest forward and our hip upwards. And now we just stay here and breathe for a bit. Okay, nice, go down. Now we can relax a bit. The next one will be the head bridge. So we're basically going on our hands and our head and try to distribute your weight evenly so that your head doesn't take all the load, basically. But let's start with this one. And here again, bring your hip up. Engage your glutes to protect your back, and let's stay here for a while. And go down. Okay. The next one will be the normal bridge, where we go on our hands and support our whole body weight in this way. And let's just do one of these. And if you want to make it more difficult, then you can walk closer to your hands. And let's go down. That was a bit more difficult. So let's stay here for some breaths. And the last one that we're going to do, if you feel ready for it, is the bridge, but instead of being on our hands, we're on our forearms. And this can deepen the stretch basically and make it a bit more intense. So let's do the last exercises of the bridge progressions. Again, don't forget to breathe. And you can also go on your toes and walk a bit closer to make it more difficult. And let's go down. Alright, good job. We can now do the last exercise of this routine. And here we're basically kneeling like this. We interlace our fingers and then we want to look back and bring our chest forward. So try to keep like your shoulders down and backwards, chest forward, and try to bend in the upper back. So you shouldn't do like this, where you just bring your hip forward, because this will load your lower back too much and we don't want that. So really focus on keeping this part straight. Okay, let's do some of these. So breathe in, look back, take some breaths here. Okay, go back, relax a bit. Maybe shake your arms. Let's do the next one. And go back. And the last one. And go back. Nice. Good job for following along. That was the full routine. So I would recommend doing this routine maybe 3 times a week. Do it more often if you have the time and motivation for it. I've been doing the routine for the past 6 months, and I would say I did it nearly every day. So it definitely gave me some good progress. I'm of course still not as flexible as Inosuke, but I'm working towards his impossible flexibility pose. This was my latest attempt on it. So you can see I'm not quite there, but I'm definitely making progress. And I hope to get it maybe next year at some point. Yeah, so I'm quite sure if you're following this routine on a regular basis, you will also see quite the improvements in your back flexibility. That was it. So thank you for following along to this routine, and see you maybe in the next video. Cheers!